Hi, so it's 2:50 p.m. and today's date is October 30th, 2019. We're here at 2500 West Colonial Street, which is the Orange County Sheriff's Office. We're upstairs in one of the interview rooms. I'm here today with Jeremy DeWitt. Can you just pronounce your name and spell the last name for me?
Jeremy Charles DeWitt, D as in Delta, E-W-I-T-T-E.
Okay. The date of birth of?
2/10/80.
2/10 of 1980. Okay. All right, so just real quick, so I stopped you today because
you had a warrant, and your tactical warrant unit was behind me, and I slowed down for them, and I was waiting, and then a raccoon ran out in the road, and I turned and then rolled down his window and said he was a cop on a mission to fuck me. That's not even why.
No.
Anyways, go on. Read me my rights.
Okay, so no, I mean, I just, okay, so yeah, so we stopped you, and
right.
It's because you have two warrants, correct? And I explained to you have the two warrants and for impersonating a police officer, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I just have to go through this part right here. Constitutional rights are, as I inform you, that, let me put some glasses on. It sucks getting old. Hey, remember several years ago when we did this, I didn't have glasses.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's called getting old. You'll have them. Do you wear them yet?
No, never. Not
Okay.
yet.
Hi, you have the right to remain silent. Anything say can and will be used against you as court in the evidence as in the court of law. You're entitled to talk to an attorney now or have him present now or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you without cost. Do you desire to consult with an attorney right now before you speak with me?
When you say me, so anyways, we'll start talking and we'll see where we go.
Okay. If at any time hereafter, so you know it, it's any time after you wish to remain silent or have your attorney present, all questioning will be stopped. So
With all the bullshit aside, this is bullshit.
Has anyone at this time threatened, coerced, or promised you anything in order to induce you into making a statement now?
No, but he still threatened us. I'm not threatened. Whatever. At this point, Corporal, Sergeant, it doesn't seem like we're here to talk about bullshit.
So, let me ask you, in between now and then, have you gotten an occupational license in Orange County?
When you say me...
Not your LLC, an occupational license, because as of yesterday, you still didn't have one. Okay, so if needed, you could show proof of that, correct?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. He said it was a couple weeks ago or a month ago or something.
Okay, well, maybe it's not in the system because as of yesterday, it still was not in there. All right? And normally it's pretty quick, they'll do it. All right. Let me just write that down. All right, so do you remember when we talked the last time and then that was a Friday that you called Sergeant Vidler and told him that you had to do these escorts because if not, you couldn't make money to pay for this stuff. Do you remember that?
Corporal, me and him have had dealings, and that's not what I said.
Well, that's why I'm asking you. What did you say?
What I said was, I understand my guys bump lines sometimes, and I'm saying we're cops. The gentleman that we were supposed to do his charity event for called me and advised me that the Orange County Sheriff's Office...
Okay.
And he told me that he talked to a Sergeant Vidler, and that Sergeant Vidler said we could do the escort. I then immediately called Sergeant Vidler, and Sergeant Vidler said that is correct. So, you're not investigating the fact that he... I don't understand the thing, because I did it...
Can I just stop you? What kind of escort was it? You said a charity ride?
Yeah, it was a charity ride that had been approved through all the other jurisdictions. I told them that it's just going to go bad. So that's why he was calling Orange County, and I guess Sergeant Vidler got involved because at the end of the day, you guys are fucking with me and harassing me. I agree with that.
But you knew you couldn't do it anyway because when you were shut down, correct?
Bullshit.
Okay.
I agree. And the gentleman's right thing had been for 2 months. They've been contacting me. And I told them that we couldn't do it if he couldn't get permission from the agencies that they were going through. I have it on a body cam downloaded.
Okay. All right. Did you do any escorts that weekend?
At that current time, nothing.
So
with all the bullshit aside, this is bullshit. Let me ask you a question, Corporal.
Mm-hmm.
Sir. So, I have on the phone, and I have body cam video, Sergeant Vidler, that said, don't worry, we got you. allowed us and said that we could and helped us. I have it on a body cam downloaded. And then he says that we didn't. You know what I'm saying? You're not listening to anything you're saying. I'm saying you're let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. If we started doing per Florida statute, I'm being just like you, you're telling me, I'm telling you. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Are we talking about impersonating police officers?
I'm asking if you did any escorts that weekend.
I can't answer that question.
Okay. You didn't do a funeral escort on Saturday? And then
Can't answer that question.
Did you do the
Corporal,
ride?
we're here talking about impersonating a police officer.
Did you do the ride out of Sanford? I have the video of it. I just got to ask.
You had my body camera, which shows that I was...
You did the ride out of Sanford, correct? And you know you weren't supposed to.
We were approved on Friday. I was told that we could do the escorts.
Okay. I just got to ask, what authority do you have to do those type of escorts?
I can tell you that as a business owner, Corporal, I thought we were here to talk about impersonating a police officer.
We are. This is all leading up to it.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any? What authority? I mean, I know you state the statute for funeral escorts.
Mm-hmm. But that wasn't me.
But when it comes to these other type of escorts,
right? In fact, hold on, wait.
Charity rides or what have you, what statute gives you the right to do those?
I just did what the judge asked me, Sergeant. All I know is, and I hear what you're saying, we're impersonating police officers and acting like cops.
But we told you when we had the interview, Sergeant Miller and I both told you couldn't do those, that was illegal.
Right.
And so if you did them after the fact, after we told you couldn't do them, that's what I'm getting at. Since that Monday that you're saying that, because I talked to her on Friday when I don't know what we're talking about since that Monday.
Right.
Since when we spoke, it was a Thursday that we spoke last,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Let me...
So from that day, Thursday, so Friday being the next day, from that Friday on, how many escorts would you say you've done?
Are you for real? This is bullshit, Corp.
All right. Let me pull up one real quick here. Let me ask you, do you remember our meeting we had?
I do.
The last one.
Right.
Where I told you, you cannot do these things.
Right.
Remember me? Wait, listen. You do not remember me telling you that.
Right.
And you said, okay. And you said basically the same thing you just did to me now, is that you're not going to stop holding the intersection.
The funeral procession is turning in to the funeral home.
Hey, I'm in the middle of an interview.
Okay, but now we're going. Okay.
Yeah.
Comfort or days. I'm coming to the camp right now.
Do you remember that?
Okay, they're turning in
Do you
right
remember
now to the
that I told you? Doesn't matter.
It's just
I know you said a judge told you you could, but unless you have it in writing and they have changed the law,
Right.
then you cannot do it.
So, I just did what the judge asked me, Sergeant. So, how am I being charged for impersonating a police officer? Please, I thought that's what you were going to show me.
So
Okay.
first, you remember the video that you showed us in the interview room, and you gave it to Sergeant Vidler?
The off-duty officer.
Yes, the off-duty
Yes.
officer.
Mhm.
Do you remember when you were in that intersection, you were directing traffic in that intersection? You said, I wasn't really directing traffic, I was just telling him to get over. Do you remember that?
Only him.
Okay, but do you remember that?
Only him.
Okay, but do you remember that?
I wasn't directing traffic. I was telling him to get out of our funeral.
Okay, so when you were doing
In fact, hold on, wait. You had my body camera, which shows that I was in the vehicle. I never got... Hold on, let me finish, Corporal. I never got out of the vehicle, so I throw a chair to scare him away from the vehicle. I didn't say pull over. I didn't say, I'm a cop. I said, get out of our funeral. He shows up in an unmarked truck. There's no lights, no stickers, no nothing. And then he tried to hit me. He just gets out of the truck, and he's going to the car. So, Corporal, let me ask you a question. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. However, I swear to God, Corp, and my two employees had to tell him, my two contractors had to tell him to get out of the vehicle. And I said, I don't care if you're a cop or not, you got to get out of the funeral.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't quite in that language, but yes.
Right.
I would conclude that you're somewhat on task of what you're saying there.
Right. But,
That's never a statement.
Corporal, So that's what I'm being charged with? Is that one of them? Impersonating?
That's one of them.
Because I told him to get out of our funeral as he was jamming on his brakes and the family was in danger?
Did you not stand out in the intersection and put your arms up and tell him to pull over?
I didn't say pull over.
No, did you not put your hands up and direct him in a direction?
To get out of our funeral.
Okay, but you did do that, correct? Okay. So, I mean, you already said the last time we talked you did. I understand that. So, but you're asking me, so this is the deal. I told you we had another witness, right? Mm-hmm. And that person reached out to us. We took a statement from them. They believed that you were a law enforcement officer at the time. They didn't realize until later that you weren't. The victim in the truck, other than the deputy, thought that you were a law enforcement officer. As a matter of fact, they called 911 while that was all going on. And she was frantic screaming because she thought you were going to pull your gun and shoot at him because her husband kept trying to pull out. So she was
Corporal,
frantic.
that's bullshit.
Listen.
Okay,
You
go
asked
ahead.
me.
I'm sorry.
You asked me how the charge came about. So with that said, in the way you were dressed, with your full gun belt, your full...
But at the end of the day, Corporal, I'm a cop. But Corporal...
Let me find it.
Okay.
No. And let me... I gotta ask you, man. Because you know I was military, right? Right, Jeremy? I just gotta ask this before.
Corporal.
Were you ever in the military?
No. Corporal, let me ask you a question.
Did you jump in Fallujah?
No. That's not even why.
No.
Let me ask you a question, Corporal. Corporal.
I am listening.
So, your off-duty deputy's putting our funeral in jeopardy by slamming on his brakes on purpose because he was trying to get a reaction out of us. Mm-hmm. He was cutting in and out of the funeral, slamming on his brakes, putting them at danger and putting them at risk. No one interfered or acted on him or talked to him in any way, shape, or form.
Well, and ordered him out of the escort.
But that wasn't me.
That's right. You're right. It was not you.
Okay.
So that was prior to getting to you. Okay? Once he got to you, you, with your hands, told him to go pull into the lane behind you. At that point, you were blocking 2 lanes. What does the funeral escort say
I
you
wasn't
do?
blocking 2 lanes, Corporal.
You were taking this lane, and the outside lane is where the inside lane is where your funeral escort was. You think of like a train.
But I don't... I'm a cop.
Okay,
The word facilitate means we can move around to safely move the funeral through.
That's not what it means.
That's the way the judge has said it.
Okay.
I've
Do you
had-
have that in writing? Help me out here. If you got it in writing, I'll accept it. Do you have it in
Corporal
writing?
Ramsey, we've had multiple judges throw tickets out saying that we can move around the funeral and use our air horns to facilitate the
Can you use
movement of the
sirens?
funeral. Huh?
Can you use sirens?
No, we use air horns.
You don't have any sirens.
The vehicles, of course, they have the sirens.
Do you ever
Corporal
use them?
We're impersonating police officers and acting like cops, saying we're cops. We're impersonating police officers and acting like cops, saying we're cops. We're impersonating police officers and acting like cops, saying we're cops. We're impersonating police officers and acting like cops, saying we're cops. We're impersonating police officers and acting like cops.